right. We are on both Facebook and Instagram. Finally. Sorry for the delay, guys. Give me 1 second while I pin this. Okay. All right. Here we go, y'all. Happy Thursday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Amanda Janelle. Thank you for coming on into the room. Happy Thursday. Welcome to NPL Legal Dish, my weekly or twice weekly broadcast where I take celebrity and pop culture stories to teach business and legal concepts. I am Natalie Pierre-Louis. I am the owner and operator of NPL Consulting LLC, a business formation firm. What that means is I help you get your business paperwork together. Things like getting registered with the state, making sure you have contracts, protecting your intellectual property through trademarks, copyrights, and patents, hiring employees properly, making sure that your structural foundation for your business is where it needs to be. That is what I do. If you're wondering why I'm qualified to do that, I'm so happy that you asked. I've been a licensed attorney for over a decade. I've started multiple businesses for myself and others. I've had many careers in the realms of law, entrepreneurship, education, hospitality, and administrative support. And most important, I'm very passionate about making business and legal education as accessible to everybody as possible. Not everybody has the time, the money, or the desire to go to business school or to law school, but a lot of you have amazing business ideas. And if you're going to be successful in business, there are just some concepts that you're going to need to know. There's no way around it. And that's where I come in. If you are interested in any of my services or my events and products, like my business launch boot camp that's coming up August 15th, or if you want to set up a free 15-minute consultation and see how I can help you get that business foundation ready, please click the link in my bio, linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, linktree/NPL Consulting Firm. Hi, Dari, linktree/NPL Consulting Firm. There you're going to find cool things like my podcast, back episodes of NPL Legal Dish, links to my eStore where I have my ebooks and video trainings, and lots of other cool stuff. Also, if you would like to advertise your business on my show, I sell 30-second spots at $3 a pop. So it's a very economical way to get your name out there for your business. And you can click the link in my bio as well, and there's a link for that. But now to why we're here. If this is your first time here, guys, Dari is in the room. She is my homie from way, way back. If this is your first time in the room, every week I pull stories, like I said, from the news, pop culture, to educate you guys about business and legal concepts. So I go through the stories, I lay out the facts, and we have a discussion about it. Now, sometimes I get ahead of myself and I might forget to check in with you guys. So if you ever have a comment, don't forget to drop it in the comment. I can get it to you, or a question. Also, I will be checking in to make sure that you guys are paying attention. So, you know, keep stay on your toes, because you know I don't want to be talking to myself in these internet streets. All right, so now is the time to share this out to your friends, your family, anybody who you know might benefit from this information. Let them know about your girl, because I'm trying. All right, we are having a little bit of a late start today, but that is fine. We're gonna go till 7:15. And get as many stories in as we can today. I have about 20 stories. I doubt we're going to get even through half of them. Whatever we don't cover, I will be covering on Tuesday for our second broadcast. All right, so we are starting right now. All right, so the first case we're talking about has to do with Adidas versus Skechers. Now, if you paid any attention to my stories both yesterday and today, yesterday I had a poll asking you guys if you thought that these two shoes that I put in the pictures looked like the same brand. And then I posted the results today in my stories, and most of you said no. So if you didn't look at that picture, it's still up in my stories right now. But basically what happened is, we all know that Adidas's trademark is 3 diagonal lines, right? And Adidas has basically been going around the world, because their mark is so simple, they're really having to do extra work to protect their mark in the world. All right, they've had beef with Forever 21 and they went overseas to Europe and they were trying to trademark the three stripes both horizontally and vertically and with more spaces. They were basically just trying to take three stripes and take the whole market, and the court was like, no. But Adidas is still out here defending their name, and now they're defending their name against Skechers. So Skechers has it's called a four stripes Goldie Peaks sneaker. And if you looked at my stories, you saw the shoes. Now I can see some similarities in the shoes, right? Amanda Janelle, are you checking that you saw you saw them? I can tell the similarity between the shoes, why Adidas would be like, hey, this is kind of close to ours. But the Skechers shoes, the marks, usually Adidas stripes are one color, right? The marks for Skechers are multicolored, and it's four stripes. So Skechers is like, there's no infringement here. Adidas is like, we would like you to stop making the shoe. There hasn't been any resolution as of yet, but what I would like for you guys to do is the next time you're out shopping, go take a look. If you find some Skechers, see if you find the four stripes Goldie Peaks sneaker. Now, if any of you saw the picture in my stories, do you think that Adidas has a claim against Skechers for infringing on their trademark? Do you think that the shoes look similar enough that Adidas should be able to keep Skechers from selling this shoe? And I know it's only one person. Okay. Amanda Janelle said, does this keep brand loyalty or protect investments on products made? Both. So you don't want people stealing your logo because you've built up a reputation with that logo. But it's also a lot of money goes into building your brand. Think about marketing campaigns, commercials, spokespersons. So yeah, there is investment and there is brand loyalty. These companies are not just trying to protect these marks to protect them. They're protecting them because they have invested lots of money to make these logos, synonymous with brands. Okay. So I personally see why Adidas might go after Skechers. However, I think that it might be really hard for them to enforce because, again, as I was reading, Adidas's logo is very, very simple. And because it's very simple, you're going to have to work that much harder to protect it. You're not always going to win, but it's always going to be an uphill battle for Adidas. Okay? All right. So next story. All right. So Amanda Janelle said, based on people they hired or the ideas created. I'm not sure what you mean by your question. Can you ask it in another way? Because Trey, yeah, I need you to ask that question in another, because I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to. Are you referring to lawsuit, or are you referring to just the logo in general? While you do that, our next mental representation before profits. The logo. Huh. Okay. Does this keep brand look? Okay. Can you okay. I still am not sure what you're asking with your question. If you're the logo that they are trying to protect, they're protecting it because it is the symbol for their products in the marketplace. So remember, when we talk about trademarks, if you don't have my trademark toolkit, I urge you to get it. It's only $9.97 in my e-store. A trademark protects who created the idea before the logo, the brand group, individual, or representation. Well, we don't know that. All we know is that the logo is owned by Adidas. and that's all we can go on. They own the logo to for the three stripes. And as the logo owner, it is your job to protect to protect your investment. Because think about it. Let's say you design a logo. You probably, if you didn't draw it yourself, you got to pay someone to design it for you. You've got to pay to get it registered. You've got to have marketing campaigns, spokespeople. You've got to have a lot of stuff you got to do a lot of things to make that mark synonymous with your company. So it does take a lot of investment. So when these trademark infringement lawsuits are coming up, these companies are not just doing it for names and clout. They're doing it because they have invested lots and lots of money to make sure that when you see this symbol, you think of their company. Okay? So I hope that answers your question. All right. Next story we are talking about is another big shoe giant. This is a case having to do with Reebok. I'm sure that we've all heard of Reebok, but have you ever heard of Rehut? R-E-H-U-T. Probably not. Okay. So we all know Reebok. Reebok's got their trademarks down, all that stuff. But there is a company in the UK it is an exercise equipment company, and they are named Rehut, right? So, and they're trying to trademark the name Rehut for gym apparatuses, jump ropes, knee pads for athletic use, and exercise balls. Now, Reebok also has trademarks in these areas. So, how did this turn out for Reebok? Reebok actually lost. Why did Reebok lose? Because the court said that the ends of the names for both of these companies are significantly different, that there would be no confusion. So yes, the beginning is the same. You got Reebok and Rehut, but it's Bach and Hut. No one's going to mistake Bach for Hut. So Reebok and Rehut, the court said, are significantly different enough that there is not going to be any confusion in the marketplace. Okay. Now, I don't know if I agree with the court. I would want to know, what is Rehut's history? How did they come up with the name Rehut? Because I would need to know the history of how they came up with the name Reebok, because I don't know how that happened. Was Rehut inspired by Reebok? That's something that we'll have to wait and see. But as for now, the court has said that Rehut can go ahead and trademark the name for its exercise equipment. Okay. All right. Y'all are quiet today. I think that, whoa, my Facebook is stuck. Okay, no, it's not. Okay. All right. Y'all are a little quiet today, but that's okay. You know, every day ain't gonna be a parade. That's cool. Next story we are talking about hey, is Amanda Janelle, is that you? You came back in? You're in California? You're in California? Are you in California, or is Reebok? All right. Let's just move on to the next story. Okay. So our next story has to do with a famous drink. Amanda Janelle, have you ever drunk a Gatorade? If you have drunk a Gatorade, Amanda Janelle, give me a G in the comments. It's me and you, girl, today. That's okay. I'm going to answer all your questions. App? Huh? No, I asked if you have ever drunk a Gatorade. Give me if you've drunk a Gatorade, say yes or give me a G. Oh, I was asking if you have ever drunk a Gatorade, give me a G in the comments. But okay, so as that goes, okay. So we know what Gatorade is. It's a very famous sports drink company. But in the last, in 2015, Gatorade trademarked itself with a phrase saying, Gatorade, the sports fuel company, right? And we know Gatorade makes sports drinks. However, there is a nutrition consulting company that is named Sport Fuel, and they filed a trademark infringement or opposition to Gatorade for this phrase that they trademarked, Gatorade, the sports fuel company, right? Because they're like, we're in, we're in the health arena, Gatorade is in the health arena, and we think that there's going to be confusion. They're a nutrition consulting company. As far as I know, Gatorade is not into nutrition. They're more into like hydration and electrolytes and things like that. I don't know if the two are related, but whatever. And the court sided with Gatorade. The court said that Gatorade is fine because it describes Gatorade's products and not the company. So Sport Fuel for this nutrition consulting company is the name of the overall company. And Gatorade, the sports fuel company, refers to the products that Gatorade makes, not Gatorade itself. So Gatorade fuel, it's saying that the products it makes are sports fuel. So that is where the court found the distinction, and Gatorade won. So Amanda Janelle, I want to know from you, do you think that the court got it right? Because you have a company named Sport Fuel. They do nutrition consulting, assuming they have, they're in the health arena. And then you have Gatorade, which does sports drinks. And they said Gatorade, they call themselves Gatorade, the sports fuel company. So do you think that Sport Fuel, the nutrition consulting company, has a case against Gatorade? Did the court get it right, or did they get it wrong in siding with Gatorade? Dang, I come on 10 minutes late and y'all just abandon. Okay. Amanda, you a real one. Okay. What was the issue? Same product or name or drink? Hi, Akron Confetti. The issue was the name. So Sport Fuel is the name of the nutrition consulting company, right? And then Sports Fuel, Gatorade came up with like a motto, Gatorade, the sports fuel company. So they're saying that our company does sports fuel, not our company is sports fuel. So yes, you think that the court got it right? Yes, you think the court got it right, or yes, you think that Sport Fuel has a case against Gatorade? Okay, so you think the court got it right. I think they got it right too, because when I think of Gatorade, I think of an array of products. I don't think of the company in and of itself. I think of drinks and, colored drinks that I find at CVS. I don't think of the actual company, whereas Sport Fuel, the nutrition consulting company, I'm going to think of Sport Fuel, the consulting company, because y'all don't make no products. All you do is consult. All right. So that is our Gatorade story. Hello to everybody who came in. You come in on the right time because we've got a cool story coming up. For those of you who had a chance to watch my stories in the last few hours, you saw that I put up a photo of a scarf. And at the top, it had the name James Golding, and I put the caption, Harpo Who Dis, right? Very famous line from Color Purple. Why did I do that? Because somebody is trying to take LeBron James' trademark. Okay, everybody knows. Okay, I'm going to ask y'all, what is LeBron James' nickname? And I'm going to wait because y'all should know this. What is LeBron James' nickname? LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James. I want to know from y'all, what is LeBron James's nickname? If you don't know his nickname, put a no in the comments. But if you do, yes, King James. All right. C Ingenious. Thank you very much. Everybody knows LeBron James as King James, right? Well, there is a guy named James Golding who is trying to trademark King James for a line of scarves. So I had to do some digging for this because I couldn't find stuff right away. But there's this guy, he has a company, James Golding. You can go to jamesgolding.com and look at this. He has a line of high-end scarves. They are between $250 and $275, and they are called the King James scarves. They come in 4 colors. He also has activewear coming, and he's trying to trademark the phrase King James for these scarves. And LeBron James is like, excuse me, or his legal team is going after this guy for trying to trademark King James for this line of scarves. Now, I'm sure that LeBron James has trademarks for clothing. I don't know what type of clothing. Is it high-end clothing? Is it, scarves, luxury? But this is just coming out. Like, the guy filed a trademark in June, and LeBron James's legal team is opposing it. But I want to hear from you guys. Do you think that this guy who's making these $250 to $275 scarves and calling them King James, does he have the right to trademark it for scarves? We don't know. I don't know off the top of my head if LeBron James has a trademark for scarves. But if I'm in a store and I see a King James scarf, do you think that you're going to think that that is a LeBron James product, or is that a James Golding product? So I'm giving y'all a chance to answer, but so if you were in Nordstrom's and you saw a scarf, a dope scarf, and it was called King James, would you think that it was associated with LeBron James? Okay, so I'm going to let y'all mull on that for a second. In the meantime, we're going to have a word from our sponsors. Like I told you, I sell 30-second spots on my show, and we have a sponsor. I'm going to read their ad real quick while you guys drop your answers. And our sponsor today is, again, Glam Studio J, like on Tuesday. And here is what they have to say to you, lovely audience. We all want to put our best face forward. And what better way than to give yourself the gift of glam? Book Glam Studio J for your next wedding, birthday, or special event. Based in Boston, Massachusetts, and available for travel. Email glamstudioj at info@glamstudioj.com and follow on all social media at Glam Studio J. Okay, so y'all don't seem to, so thank you, Glam Studio J, for, sponsoring the show. You guys don't seem to care one way or another whether these scarves would be associated with LeBron James. But the reason why his legal team is bringing this suit is because there could be confusion. If I went somewhere and I saw a line of King James scarves, I would think they were associated with LeBron James. So he has every right to go after this guy for trying to trademark a moniker that is so readily associated with LeBron James. So, you guys let me know what you think about that as we move on to our next story. Okay. And our next story, okay, all right, so Genius has a comment. Absolutely would confuse this with LeBron's, like he's trying to profit off his brand. I think you're right. I think he is trying to profit off the King James popularity, because I've never heard of King James Golding before this. I actually had to do a lot of digging and go to the USPTO website and search all the King James websites, all the King James trademarks, and see which ones were most recent, which ones didn't belong to him, and just kind of do my own investigation and figure out what was going on. So I think you're right. Yes. All right. So next story we have has to do with our title, FUCT Might Be Fucked. So if you watched my show with any regularity, you know that I talked over multiple episodes about a clothing line named FUCT, F-U-C-T, that won a Supreme Court case because they were not being allowed to trademark their name because it was considered vulgar and immoral. And the Supreme Court said, you can't deny a trademark because it's vulgar and immoral. They won. However, FUCT is now being sued for copyright infringement. So here's what happened. There is a guy named Richard Louderback, and he, if you have ever seen the movie Jaws has an iconic image. This guy, Richard Louderback, kind of revamped the image and made it funny and made a design called the Man-Eater. And it's basically, he took the shark, he changed it out for a woman. He created it in 1992, and he went into an agreement with the FUCT line owner for one t-shirt line in the 90s with this design, right? Now, this guy's work, it's been shown in museums, galleries, art fairs around the world. And he sent a cease and desist to the guy who owns FUCT, but the guy basically paid him, and he said that the guy who owns FUCT has been using his design without his permission for years, but he never had the money to go after him legally, and he finally has it. Meanwhile, the guy who owns FUCT refuses to stop using the design. And he changed it. So as opposed to it just being a woman, it's like a woman with boobs, you know, and then like the name at the top. He refuses to stop using the picture, and he told Richard Louderback that he shouldn't bother suing him after his victory with the Supreme Court, because he's like, you know, my lawyer's the bomb. If you sue me, you're gonna lose. Da 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 da. And not only has he been using this image, he hasn't been giving this guy any credit for it. Yeah. So Richard Louderback, this guy, he's finally going after this brand for his design. Now, what I want to know from you guys is that this guy has been basically fighting the FUCT line since the 90s, and he's only brought it just now after he won, after the FUCT line owner won the Supreme Court case. So do you think this is a case of him just trying to like ride the coattails of this guy's success and get some money off of him, or do you think that he has a legitimate argument? Because they did have an agreement in the 90s for one line of shirts, but this clothing line is continuing to use this image. They're not crediting him, and they don't have an agreement anymore. So what y'all think? Do you think he has a case? Do you think he's just trying to get some money? All right, I'm gonna leave y'all with that for a second. And then I'm gonna introduce the next case, and then I'll read your comments. The next case that we are going to talk about, I posted a poll yesterday. I posted the picture of a young man, and I asked as a caption, "Do you know who this is?" And at the end of the day, it was a pretty even split. I mean, a few more people did not know he was than those who did, but it was, I think it was something like 46 to 56%. It's still in my stories if you want to go check. But this story is about an influencer who failed to influence. I don't know how I feel about influencer culture. I feel like some people OD with it, but I do recognize that influencers are a real thing. And influencers, they make money. So the young man that I posted in my stories, his name is Luke Sabat. And he's friends with people like the Kardashians and Virgil Abloh, who started the Off-White streetwear brand. So, you know, he's in the inner circles, and he's considered an influencer. He has 1.9 followers, 1.9 million followers on Instagram, right? So he's got a pretty sizable following. So a PR consulting company on behalf of Snap, if you use Snapchat, I still have an account, but I don't even have the app on my phone anymore. Anyway, Snapchat was trying to, you know, up their visibility with something they had called spectacle glasses. So Snap was coming out with these spectacle glasses, and they wanted to promote it with this influencer, Luke Sabat. So they had a PR consulting company reach out to him, and they paid him $60,000. So they had a contract. It was worth $60,000. The offer was, promote our product. The consideration was $60,000. He agreed. He took the $60,000. Now, in exchange for the $60,000, he was supposed to post one Instagram feed post and 3 story posts. He only posted one photo on his Instagram feed, and I think one story. One story. So now, because he did not follow through on his obligations for his contract, he has to pay this PR company $15,000 back of the $60,000 that they gave him because he did not fulfill his contract. Your job was to post to your Instagram feed and your stories. And not only that, so I'm going to read to you exactly what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to make 4 posts, 1 IG feed, 3 stories. Two of the stories were supposed to take place in New York Fashion Week, and one of them was supposed to take place in either Milan or Paris Fashion Week. And he was also supposed to be photographed in public during Milan Fashion Week wearing these Snapchat glasses. Okay? He did 1 feed story and 1 IG story. He says his argument is that the PR company has no standing because the client was actually Snapchat, which doesn't make any sense. They were representing Snapchat, and they're saying that the PR company didn't suffer any damages, but the PR company paid you $60,000. So the PR company wanted $45,000 back in upfront fees, and they wanted him to pay the legal bills. But the court said, okay, that's a little bit egregious. So he only has to pay $15,000 back of the $60,000 that they gave him. So my question for you as an audience is, do you think that he should have had to pay anything back? Do you think they should have even gone to this influencer? Like his job was to post. Yes, he didn't post everything, but he did post. Do you think that he owed them any money back? Do you think that he had a duty to, make sure that a certain number of people saw this? Like, what do you guys think about him having to pay $15,000 back from this contract where he was supposed to do all these posts and he only did about half of them? Y'all so quiet today. All right, so I'm gonna let you guys kind of mull that over. If you know who Luke Sabat is, let me know if you think that this was a good investment, because I do not know who Luke Sabat is. I guess I'm out of the loop. I've told y'all before, I'm not a Kardashian fan. I don't keep up with the Joneses. But do you think that this was a good investment for the PR company to pay this person who, according to my audience, only about half the people know? Was it a good investment to pay him $60,000 to represent their brand? All right. You know what? I'm going to do this story next week because, yeah. Okay. What y'all think? Okay. All right. So let's move on to our next story. And this is the story of McDonald's versus Supermac in Ireland. So a few months ago, I did a story that McDonald's was suing an Irish burger joint because they named one of their burgers a Big Mac. And McDonald's basically said, we have been putting the MC in front of all of our stuff, and we have, ownership of that, and they can't go naming their burgers the Big Mac. And they lost. Partially. However, they can keep, there's been a further ruling, McDonald's can keep the MC for like their core menu items. So if you think about McNuggets, the McFish, McRib, is there a McFish? I don't know. Whatever mixed sandwiches they have, they can keep the trademark for that in Ireland. But they can't, but they don't have a blanket trademark for the MC. On top of the fact that in Ireland, that is a common surname. I went to Catholic school growing up, and I went to school with a lot of Irish kids. There was McDonald's, McDougal's, there's all these MC names. So for McDonald's to go to Ireland and claim y'all can't use Mick on your stuff when that's like they're the originators of the whole name is ridiculous. So McDonald's can keep it for their core menu items, but they cannot prevent Super Mac in Ireland from using Mick on some of its sandwiches. And if you go to Ireland, if you ever go to Ireland, go to Super Mac and order their Big Mac burger. Okay? Are y'all still here? If you're here, give me a hand. Give me a high five. Because y'all are so quiet right now. I feel like I am alone in the room. Give me a high five. I know at least one of y'all is in here. Okay. Oh, let me just do a quick reset. Welcome if you're just tuning in. I am Natalie Pierre-Lewis. I'm the owner and operator of NPL Consulting, LLC, a business formation firm. What that means is I help you get your business paperwork together. If you need contracts, if you need to get your business registered, if you need to get your business foundation right, I'm here for you. I'm a licensed attorney with a passion for helping entrepreneurs achieve their dreams. Thank you for the hearts. If you would like to set up a free 15-minute consultation with me and you are a first-time client, please go to the link in my bio, linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, linktree/NPL Consulting Firm. You're going to find some cool stuff there. All right, back to our stories. Do y'all know what Syracuse University is? You should. It's pretty famous. So Syracuse University is suing a company called Lock One Distilling Company. So here's the background story. In 1996, Syracuse lost a game in Kentucky, and they had a phrase at the game though that came about that said the Cuse is in the house. So they filed a trademark for Cuse, meaning apostrophe C-U-S-E, for close. And they actually have 9 active and pending trademarks of varying varieties for the word Cuse. Now, Lock One Distilling Company, they make beers, and they came with something, or alcoholic beverages, I should say. And they came out with something called Cuse Juice. And, oh, excuse me. It's a vodka-based orange liqueur. So Syracuse University said, excuse me, we own the trademarks to Cuse. They filed a trademark infringement case. And this distilling company, Lock One Distilling Company, has agreed to stop selling it because they said, we don't have money to fight Syracuse. So they're just going to sell what they have, and then they're going to stop. So this is why it's important to defend your trademarks, because Syracuse was just able to walk up, put it on the table and say, what's up? This is our stuff. Give it back. And Cuse Juice said, all right, you the man, we'll stop. So enforce your trademarks, okay? We got a couple of quick ones right now. So I'm gonna run through them kind of quickly. So if any of you know a Marine Corps member, former Marine Corps member, current Marine Corps member, they have a registered trademark phrase that says, no better friend, no worse enemy, right? We all know that politicians are always on the road. They've always got some type of campaign running. And there is a particular politician. His name is Representative Duncan Hunter. He is a Republican. And he was in the Marine Corps from 2002 to 2005. And he has been using the phrase, no better friend, no worse enemy, for his campaign. And the Marine Corps filed suit and told him to stop. Because if you didn't know, the military is not allowed to take political sides. So that's why you never hear members of the military making, comments about things that are going on in the news, because they legally cannot. So for this politician to take this phrase in his campaign, it's kind of saying that the Marine Corps endorses what you do, and the Marine Corps legally cannot endorse any political candidate. The job of the military is to protect the country, not the government officials, right? So Representative Duncan Hunter has to stop using the phrase. Next quick one. If you guys have ever heard of Celino and Barnes, I hear them all the time. They're like this personal injury law firm. They're all over the place. So Celino and Barnes, they're actually breaking up, even though the firm is technically together. And Celino's wife and daughter tried to start their own law firm named Celino and Celino. And Barnes was like, oh, hell no. Me and your husband and your father had, built this company up, and you're not just going to take this name and, profit off of the publicity of Celino and Barnes. So he filed suit against them from naming their law firms Celino and Celino. But the court disagreed with him and said that he can't keep him from doing it. So look out for Celino and Celino law firm coming near you. Okay? All right. Okay. Y'all, I'm getting a migraine. I'm gonna have to get off of here soon. Next story we are talking about. This is less about trademarks and more about contracts and your duties in a contract. So risk officer was convicted of embezzlement. So this guy was the chief risk officer, meaning he was the one who was supposed to make sure the company had all their I's dotted and their T's crossed. It was a construction company. He was charged with 4 felonies. When you are an officer in a company, you have what is called a fiduciary duty, meaning it is your job to make sure that you are looking out for the best interests of the company economically. And this chief risk officer did not do that. He set up a bunch of shell corporations to funnel money into his bank accounts, did a bunch of fake invoices, and claimed a bunch of fake business expenses and used them for golf and gambling. Definitely a breach of fiduciary duty and a breach of your agreement with this company that you are an officer of. So understand that if you are an officer in a company, it is your job to look out for the best interests of that company. If you don't, it can be, you've heard of people being charged with insider trading and embezzlement and all that stuff. That's what happened here. He decided to steal their money, go golfing and go gambling, instead of protecting the company that by virtue of having this position, you are contracted to do, right? So see you in Club Fed, whatever your name is. All right, guys, I think I'm just gonna end this at 7 because I like to have you in the room and it's a little quiet today. And we will finish the rest of this next week because I really want to get in stories with you. But our next story has to do with, it's a follow-up story. About a month ago, I told you guys about Brooke Shields filing a suit against a makeup company named Charlotte Tilbury for a $30 eyebrow pencil that they named Brooke S, and they made it as the traditional 90s eyebrows. Now, if you are familiar with Brooke Shields, you know that she had these iconic eyebrows from the 90s. The judge in this case just recently said that she didn't show that she is, because Brooke Shields wanted punitive damages. She's saying that basically they messed up her reputation because she's trying to start her own makeup line. The judge said that she didn't show that she's entitled to punitive damages, and she's bringing in unnecessary information to try to prove her case. They said that she's suing the companies, but she's not suing individuals. In order to have punitive damages, she would need to name specific individuals and describe how they maliciously, tried to screw her over. So we will wait and see if Brooke Shields can come back with a plausible argument or, filing so that she can get this suit going against Charlotte Tilbury. Okay. So that is where I'm going to leave you guys today. I think y'all are out enjoying the weather or something. Those of you who came in, thank you for your energy. Thank you for your questions. I love them. I'm really developing a migraine right now. I have to get offline. This light is killing me. But thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you sign up for Business Launch Bootcamp. I'm going to download this and upload it on YouTube. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I got to go take some aspirin. Bye.